Hey skaters, Nate from ESKATEHUB here. How are you all going? I know lockdown is getting tighter and tighter for a lot of people around the world, so I hope that I can bring a little bit of entertainment and relief for you in these tough times. I'm excited because I've got this awesome little pocket rocket to review for you today. It is the enSkate R3 Mini electric shortboard. Now, enSkate have released products in the past to varying degrees of success, and although I've never actually ridden one before, there was something about their branding and the products that I saw on their website that just didn't seem quite right. However, after getting on the enSkate R3 Mini over here, I was absolutely surprised at how awesome this electric skateboard is. On the enSkate website, they are labeling the R3 Mini as a toy, which implies that this electric skateboard is only for kids. But I think they're selling themselves a little bit short there because this electric skateboard is a whole lot more than just a toy. The enSkate R3 Mini is a great electric skateboard for those who are looking for a better alternative to driving the car or walking to the train station. It is a reliable and comfortable commuter board that you can still carve on and use the kicktail for a lot of fun tricks along the way, making your morning commute actually enjoyable. It's small and easy to carry when you're not riding it and fits underneath your desk at school or work and won't get in anybody's way. I think it's the perfect last mile solution that's not going to burn a massive hole in your wallet. Anyway, I'm dying to show you what this e-board is all about, so let's get straight into the enSkate R3 electric skateboard review. We'll start with the contents of the box, which includes your standard set of accessories. Of course, you get the R3 Mini electric skateboard, the remote control, a charger, a micro USB cable to charge the remotes, a T-tool, some stickers, and a user guide. Plus, if you happen to pre-order the R3 Mini, you also get this neat little deck cleaner. The remote is incredibly basic, but I also kind of like that because it fits with the entire aesthetic of the R3 Mini. You turn on the remote by holding down the power button, it'll vibrate, and to turn the board on, you just press the button on the side of the enclosure. Once it's paired, you can see the board battery level by clicking the power button just once. The other button is for the gears. You click it to cycle through the different speed modes, and there's 3 speed modes. You've got low, medium, and high. You can tell which mode you're in by the speed of the LEDs that flicker. The thumb wheel is nice and responsive and springs back to the center when you release it. Lastly, on the side below the thumb wheel, you have got the board direction. So you've got forward, and flicking it to the other side, you've got reverse. To turn it off, just hold down that power button again, it'll vibrate and turn the remote off. And then you just hit the power button on the side of the enclosure to turn the board off. The R3 Mini has a 31.1 inch long and 9.6 inch wide deck made from 8 layers of maple. So it's as stiff as bricks and has absolutely zero flex in the board. But that's a good thing. You don't particularly want that much flex in a shortboard, especially when the enclosure with the battery runs directly underneath it. It is a fairly wide deck, so if you've got big feet, you'll still feel quite comfortable on this e-board. My shoe size is US 11 and my toes and heels slightly hang over each edge with my foot on a slightly turned out angle. This is perfect for me because I like to ride with a slightly turned out foot anyway. The R3 Mini has a kicktail just like all electric shortboards should have. It's a nice and comfortable angle that is perfect for tic-tacking around corners and dropping off ledges. Plus, this thing is super lightweight. It only weighs 13.2 pounds, which is 6 kilograms. It's incredibly easy to carry around and a decent skater could definitely ollie on it. I really like the clean grip tape design with the 3 diagonal grey lines and just the enSkate logo. The grip tape isn't that coarse, but it's also not super smooth either. It has a very slight concave shape which assists with turning, and the kicktail is going to help out a lot here as well. Turning the deck over, we see that it has a single enclosure to house the electronics. It's nice and slim and feels rock solid. Now we get to the first thing that I don't like about the enSkate, and really it's pretty much nothing. enSkate have used this screw-on metal cap to protect the charging port, which at first I thought was a great touch until I actually had to use it. It's in a really awkward spot and it's damn near impossible to turn. The rubber strap attached to the end of the cap is there so that you don't lose the cap when you unscrew it. But as you go to unscrew this metal cap, the rubber strap catches on the cap and pulled straight back to where it was. I got fed up with it and just took the rubber strap straight off. The R3 Mini has 90mm 78A wheels and they are awesome. Well, so far so good anyway. I can't yet speak for the durability because I've only been riding it for about 30 miles or 50 kilometers, but they feel amazing to ride on. Just take a look at how squishy these wheels are. They really soak up a lot of the vibrations. The rubber on the PU sleeves around the motors is also quite thick. This is rare in the electric shortboard game at the moment, so it's really nice to have. The R3 Mini uses flanker trucks at the rear, which are the same as what backfire boards sometimes use, so you know these trucks are high quality. As for the front trucks, it's hard to say what these are. They just look like generic 45-degree skate trucks. The strange thing about these trucks is that they are installed reverse kingpin, which is arguably not a setup designed for a shortboard. However, even though this is an electric shortboard, you don't really ride it like a shortboard. You kind of ride it like a longboard. Most of the time you're going to be cruising around on it, not doing tricks at a skate park. The R3 Mini is running dual 360 watt hub motors, which are surprisingly good. To be honest, I didn't have high hopes for the enSkate R3 Mini electric shortboard, but I am so glad that I was wrong. The top speed I managed to hit was 21.7 miles per hour, which is 35 kilometers an hour. This is plenty fast enough on an electric skateboard of this size. Any faster and you'll start to feel some serious speed wobbles. It tackles the majority of hills with dedication and will pull you up at a steady pace, but it won't be powering up them. A hill grade of 10% is pretty much the tipping point of the hill climbing ability, where anything steeper, it will still give it a go, but it will really be struggling. And at 15%, that's where it carks it. The battery is 90 watt hours with a 10S 1P configuration, so I was very skeptical when I saw that the stated range for the R3 Mini was 12 miles or 20 kilometers. I weigh 194 pounds, which is 88 kilograms. I rode the board in high mode and the route was considerably hilly and I got a range of 4.6 miles or 7.5 kilometers. That's a lot less than the stated range. And even though we know that eSkate companies always overstate their board's range capabilities, this is exceptionally low. I imagine they tested the range in low mode with a rider that probably weighed less than 70 kilos. I wouldn't recommend the enSkate R3 for anyone that weighs over 90 kilograms, unless you really don't need a lot of range and you're just looking for something that is easy and portable that you can travel with. Which, on the plus side, the 90 watt hour battery means that you can take the R3 Mini on an airline. enSkate have chosen to put the Hobbywing ESC in the R3 Mini, which is probably what is making me enjoy this e-board so much. The acceleration and braking are so smooth, and it's not a slow curve either. It still picks up pace reasonably fast. Here is a video of the acceleration. It eases off the starting line and quickly picks up pace, eventually flattening out towards the end at about 100 meters where it reaches its top speed. In comparison to other electric skateboards, this might not seem very fast, but for an e-board at this price point, I'm quite happy with it. As for the braking, here is some footage of me applying the brakes going from 35 kilometers an hour down to 0. It is crazy smooth. You don't feel a jolt at all, so you'll never get thrown off this e-board. So what does the R3 Mini cost? Well, you'll be very happy to know that it is extremely affordable at $399 US. Plus, if you use the discount code ESKATEHUB, then you get 2% off. I know it's not that much, but at least it is something. Also, if you do use that discount code, thank you so much, because enSkate pays me a little bit of money when you make your purchase with that code. So I thank you for that. Overall, taking everything into consideration, I think the enSkate R3 Mini electric shortboard rides exceptionally well, especially for the price point that it's at. It's a really fun e-board to cruise around on. Don't get me wrong, it doesn't outperform other electric shortboards like the Stoke or even the Meepo Mini for that matter, but it does a fantastic job of getting me from A to B without any hassles and is a very enjoyable ride along the way. The only downside is the range, but it wouldn't have been such a letdown if the stated range was only 10 or 12 kilometers on their website and then I got the range that I did. I think this range is acceptable on a board of this price, especially when it rides so well. I mean, the Boosted Mini S had a spec range of 11 kilometers and it was twice the price. So that range isn't a negative of the board. The only negative is that us e-skaters are expecting 20 kilometers, but we only get 7. If they drop it down to 10 kilometers and then we get 7, it's not so bad. So that's pretty much everything that I have on the enSkate R3 Mini electric shortboard. If you have any questions, e-skaters, just drop them in the comments below. I will get back to you with the answers. So please like, subscribe, and share on social media. It helps other new e-skaters just like you to get the best information possible about these electric skateboards. As always, I had a blast doing this review. I hope you enjoyed it and learned something. Stay safe out there, e-skaters, and I'll see you soon.